Hello everyone. How you doing? I hope you're having a fantastic day today. We made it to the Friday again. Ready for the weekend? I know I am. Just relaxing over the weekend. I hope you are doing well and welcome again to the Friday live stream. We're going to keep working on the Kanban board. Let me just take care of a couple of things before we get started. As always, you need to promote your stuff. Because if you don't do it, no one else will. Okay, that's taken care of. You go away. And let's get in here. Where's chat? Chat. Where's chat? Okay, here we go. So yeah, I think last week we ended on a kind of not so pretty design for the labels in the edit task form. And I want to fix that. I think. So here's what I did. I went to Trello because let's not reinvent the wheel here. So I took a couple of screenshots of what exactly we want to do. So here, for example, what's that? Jerwin, welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. So this is how Trello does the label thing. And I like that. The thing is, we're going to have to apply a couple of constraints to the colors. Namely, when we get to the admin panel at some point, and we give an admin the ability to add more labels. Sorry. Alif, how you doing? Ooh, your font is really, really small. What happened here? Hold on. Alif, how you doing, man? Thank you for joining me. Yeah, first. Good one. So this is what Trello does. We're going to follow the same design so that we don't reinvent the wheel. And when we get to the part where we have to admin those labels at some point, this is what we're going to use instead. We are going to give the user or the admin just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 35 colors, different colors. But if you notice, it's just the same. It's just green, yellow, what is this? Orange, red, and purple. And 2, 3 different tones of that color. So that'll be, I think this is bold, this is regular, and this is, I don't remember. But basically, in Tailwind CSS, this will be 400, 500, and 600, something like that. In that way, we managed to control the font on those checkboxes, because if you notice, the bold or these two darker colors or darker shades have a font, a white font. But if you choose the bold one or the lighter one, then the font turns black. And then we can control that with attributes in Tailwind CSS so that the font is always visible and we don't overwhelm the end user with analysis or decision paralysis when they have a color picker and they can choose every single color in the rainbow. Not needed. We just give them a few options, more than enough, and they can choose from there. That way we regain control over the design. So we're going to start with this design here. Keeping in mind that we are going to have, I'm going to start with, I closed it, hold on. I'm going to start with 3 labels. and there are going to be 3 different shades of those 3 labels. We're going to have the orange in 4, 5, and 600. We're going to have the red in 4, 5, and 600, and we're going to have the purple in 4, 5, and 600. So we're going to start with this set of colors here so that we have 6 different labels. In fact, we're only going to have 3 labels, and we can test the purple one, for example. If you use the lighter one, the lighter shade, we can test that the text is going to be always black, no matter the whether we are in light mode or dark mode. So that's the idea. I'm going to keep this handy because I will forget. And at some point I have to go to Tailwind CSS and actually get the colors for that. And I don't think I have Visual Studio open. Let's see. Switch to Kanban board. And we need a beat server so that we can start working. Really? Was it admin? So yeah, this is what we have. Looks completely ugly. So we're going to change those shades. We're going to put the label inside this block here. We're going to give it the padding that it needed. We're going to make sure that this grows the full row here. And yeah, we're going to make it look pretty. Am I pulling this from the database? I don't think I am. Edit task, blade. I am. Okay. So the label color, we're going to have to do something with that because I'm not going to be using the background color here. I'm going to be putting it in here, but that's going to be a problem though. I remember that if I do that in Blade, Tailwind CSS is not going to give me the color that I want. We're going to have to figure that out. In fact, let's go into and try it out. I'm going to remove this style from here. Let's open the database real quick. Table close. There we go. Labels. And let's try and grab some color. So let's see if we can find this orange color. Hey Abdul, how you doing? Class? Probably, yeah. But the thing is, the problem comes when the value comes from the database, but I think I was doing something wrong last time and that didn't work. And also I was using color codes. Maybe this time it'll be different. Welcome, thank you for joining me. Let's see. Mm. Lennon Banana, hello. Len, sorry, I call you Lennon. Lennon. Len Banana, hello. Spinning, 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 spinning. Thank you for joining me. So nice to see you here. I hope you had a great week and congratulations, we made it. It's Friday. So I'm looking for colors. Colors. Backgrounds. They're not color. Gradient color stop. Background color. Is this the one? Well, yeah, we could use this one. Already Saturday for me. All right. You're or a few hours ahead. 3:41 a.m. Why are you so awake so early? Usually when I'm awake at that time is because I can't sleep. But who cares? It's Saturday already, right? Orange. Here we go. Is that the one? Hmm. It's amber. Yeah, it's amber. Let's use amber. So this will be the neutral 700. So the lighter shade would be 600 and the darker shade will be 800. So that'll be 5 and it'll go 8, wait, 875, 876, 876. So yeah, let's use the 700 and let's put this in the database. That was a bug. Okay. You know what we could use? Yeah, that's what I tried last time. Tailwind CSS didn't like it. Easy, already started for me, 341. I like coding at night. Yeah, me too. I have that. I'm definitely not a morning person. I have my piece. That's good. What are you working on? I'm working on this Kanban project. We have been working on it for a while now. Where is it? So I made this Kanban board using nothing but Laravel and Livewire. And right now we have pretty much all the features that I wanted, except that label. We can sort by in the same group, and that sorting is taken care of in the database as well. We can sort between groups as well, and it has nice animations and stuff. And it, again, keeping persistent in the database, we can sort the entire group if we want to. And we also have projects. We can have projects and assign projects to tasks, etc., etc. So it's a very lightweight Kanban board. Do you multi-stream? Yeah, I'm multi-streaming and I'm doing YouTube and Twitch at the same time. So if all of this is going to be recorded and it's going to live on YouTube as well. So I don't know where do you prefer to see it. Maybe you prefer the Twitch for the live stream and then just rewatch it on YouTube. Just make sure you hit the follow so that you don't miss the next one. So we have what I was thinking was maybe we could do an enum where we have values for each color in the enum, and we have names for each color, and the value will be the actual class, and we can map those to the database. That way, maybe it will be easier for me to decide on the font based on the value from database. I don't know. Let's try this just to make sure that I can take this value from the database and use it as a background color. So that was amber. And then the feature was, let's find, that was bug. That was the red one. Okay, 1 second. I got confused. So this amber is actually for the priority. So let's take that. Now the bug is the red one. So let's find a nice red. I think the red, actual red works. You make this smaller. Yeah, thank you. No, that's too rosy. There no other red. That's just red, green, blue. Nope. Nope. I think we either do rose or red. Let's go with red. Yeah. So that'll be the control will be the middle one will be 700. So let's take that red 700 and put it in bug. And then the feature is the purple one, but for this one we're going to use the lighter shade. So let's grab a purple color somewhere over here. I think indigo would be nice. Sky indigo. Here we go. So for this one, we're going to go with the 600, which is not really, it's not really that bright. We should go with 500 instead. 5, 6, and 7. I'm thinking. Yeah. Grab this 5, put it here. And then all of these guys will be 600. Just to keep it consistent. I followed you some time ago. You gifted me a sub to it. Oh, right. I didn't remember that. Thank you. Yep, there you are. Oh, no wonder why I didn't remember. It was 17 days ago. Can't even remember what I had for breakfast today. All right, that's there. Now let's go to the code and let's try and just output that here. See how it goes. So that would be, okay, maybe we could use class or not. Let's try it. Let's try it this way first. So that'll be label color. Okay, the red one worked, the others didn't. And I think because this one's already compiled. See, that's what I don't like. See how this one, it has this, if we inspect this one, there is a class, BG Indigo. But Tailwind CSS did not compile it into it. If I do it without this, or rather, if I do it like that, then Tailwind CSS does grab it. But not if I do it dynamically. I don't know why. Now it did. Is there a cache of some kind? Huh. So what if I do the amber one? Now all of them are amber, but if I remove it, then the last one is going to be amber. Not really. It's because it was 600. See, it's kind of weird. So what I'm thinking we could do, would you mind giving some feedback on my latest project? Been crunching the past week on something that grew out of an initial idea for a C# library. I've built around the concept of abstracting statistics and using reflection DI to push and retrieve all data. Makes it very easy to create a new statistic, only need to create a single derived class. Ooh, I thought about building some more of it, some more on it, but I tend to lose interest so fast. Well, I can tell you this. It sounds really interesting, but I would start ask. Okay, my first question would be, why do you think you are losing interest in it? Do you not see potential of it, or do you think it's not going to be? I used to Twitch for live data tested. Live data to test it. Okay. My feedback is just, if you start to lose interest, maybe it's because you're getting to the point where either it's getting a bit harder, because sometimes when you start a project, I just have very high turnout rate for projects. I focus on the next week after 1-2 weeks on the next project. Okay, so yeah. I think what happens is every new project is new and interesting, and because it's new and interesting, it grabs your attention. But when it gets to the point where, okay, this is actually getting hard, or maybe after 2 weeks or working on it, it becomes a bit boring, then you move on to the next one. And yeah, that happens to me as well. And when you get to that point is where you actually have to have a bit more. If you really want to commit to it, you need to have a bit more discipline. So it's not going to be as fun as it was when you started, but if you see potential in it, just stick with it and see it to the end and see what happens. And it doesn't have to be like a year-long project or 6 months. Just give it another 2 weeks and see what happens. If after 2 weeks you still think that it's not worth going forward with it, then you put it on. Doesn't mean you have to abandon it. You just put it on a shelf, and maybe you'll go back to it later, or maybe it will never be finished, and that's okay. I mean, the website for it is online if you'd like to check it out. Yeah, I will send me, I don't know where you can contact, maybe on Twitter or maybe on Discord. Send me the link over Twitter if you can. I'll make a note to check it out. Yeah, I got a lot of those not finished ones. Yeah, me too. I used to have a lot of turnout of projects because, yeah, I start the project and yeah, this is nice, but at the moment it gets hard and then it becomes a bit of work, then you start thinking, I want something else. I want a new project. And then you move on to the next one and to the next one. What really helped me in my case was to actually live stream the project, because then I would give myself a deadline. And when you do that, you kind of focus more on getting the thing done by your deadline. So I give myself, okay, I'm going to do this for a full month. I'm going to see how much I can get done in 3 weeks. And that actually allows you to cut the things that are not important and just focus on the things that are relevant to the project, and you actually get to finish the project. Yeah, on Discord is fine. Just send it over on Discord too. I will take a look. And Abdul, I don't know if it's the problem with npm rum dev. I think the problem is that because Tailwind CSS is crawling your document when it renders, and it analyzes all of your classes. Awesome. It analyzes all of the classes in your documents based on the configuration of tailwind.config.js. Because that this dynamic class is rendered before it gets to that point, I guess it's really weird. It has to be on the page at least once, so that whenever it's dynamically rendered on the page, it will be detected. So what I'm thinking is, since I'm going to have a limited set of colors, maybe I'll just have a few hidden spans in the document somewhere, so that I know that all of the classes that I need will be present. In this case, as you can see, now it's there. Maybe there is a cache on the Tailwind CSS or the Vite compiling, but now they're there. So I'm thinking maybe I'll just add a few hidden spans somewhere in the document to make sure that all of the colors that I'm going to need are compiled by Tailwind CSS. And then I can just grab them from the database and put them dynamically using values from like this label color. But for now, since we already have the colors, now I want to focus on the next thing, which is putting the text inside, getting the right padding, and making it grow. All right. So let's start by putting the label in the span, like so. Let's remove the size because that's making it stay square. Okay. Now I need to make it grow. So in that case, I should use a div instead. Let's use a div. Didn't do much. That's because this is flex, I guess. So to make it grow, let's do flex 1 maybe. Flex grow. Okay. It's way too big, but that's fine. That's what I wanted. You know what else we could do? Maybe we can split this into 2 columns. or just make this not so big. How about LG? Didn't work. Okay, let's remove flex grow. Maybe instead of flex, maybe we should use grid so I can control the columns. Let's see how that works. So it's grid rows. Maybe just the columns. Yeah. Let's see what happens. So instead we use grid calls to it is not dynamic, it's stored in the database. Yeah, but the problem rises when I take that value from the database and output that as PHP values with curly brackets in the document. Tell me CSS doesn't seem to like that for some reason, unless the value has already been seen in the document at some point. Okay, getting there. Now I need to take that all the way there. How do I do that? No, I don't think grid is gonna work here. PX3. Let's go back to flex real quick. I do flex grow. Okay, so instead of flex grow, let's do actual width. Problem is, if I don't do flex, it's going to go. Yeah. Mm. This is hard. I'm not very good with Tailwind CSS. I guess the problem is that we should have another div which will grow to the full length, and then another element that will not. The min width is not even compiling. Max width. Nope. Yep, I'm with you there. And that's the problem. When I get to this part, I overanalyze every single detail ad nauseum. Right now, I just want this to not grow all the way, like maybe grow halfway, or maybe I'm just tempted to do like bills and that's it. Maybe I should stop it there. If I can't get it to work, I shouldn't just halt the entire progress. So I'm just gonna try one more thing. If it doesn't work, I'm just gonna do spans with paddings and that's it. Actually, hold on. Change the random tag, open, span. Let's try with a span. Yeah, it goes back. Okay, never mind. So yeah, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna put it out here. Get that div off the way. And then just do padding. We already have padding 1, padding Y1. Let me check the picture real quick. Should be a bit more, maybe padding white too. And then on the X, seems to be 4. Although for me, that's way too big. Or maybe it looks too big because it's too spread apart. So let's reduce that gap considerably. Margin right, where's the space Y? Here. Take it down to 4 maybe. Go to 2. Even 1. Okay. Too chunky. Cut that in half. What happened? Oh. And also a bit, the margin on this side should be a bit bigger. Where's the margin? Margin right 1. Let's make that 2. Yeah, okay. I'll figure out a way to make this all the same size. Maybe we'll just split this form into left and right sides and put all of this on this side. But I'm not gonna hold you hostage on that process. Grid calls 1. I don't think that'll work. If I put it here, no, it's gonna make the label. It wouldn't even have any effect because if I put the grid calls here, there's only one element. Well, 7 elements, but they're all labels. So it's gonna be just grids. Label grid grows 2. Let me try that. Nothing bad with trying. They're stuck together. And still, this doesn't grow. So yeah, we're back to square 1. It's still not growing to what I need. We'll find a way. I know it's with grids. I know that much, and I've seen Caleb do the same thing. I think he explained that in one of the screencasts. I can't remember where, but I'll figure it out. Don't worry. For now, this looks okay. Let's not stress too much about it. Let's just figure out when we click 1 or 2 or 3, let's make sure that we can assign those to the task in database, and we show them up here on those little pills that you see there. So yeah, let's move on from the grid and sizes and everything. So the idea is you click on either in as many labels as you want. When you click save, they show up here in the label, in the task. You can make a table with 2 columns. I don't want tables. I don't like tables. It's just me not knowing Tailwind CSS to the full extent. But yeah, it's kind of overkill. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. Moving on. So with checkboxes, I don't remember. Did we make that column JSON, or did we make an extra table? I think we made a table. Let's see. Yeah, we created the labels and the task label. Okay. So now let's figure out what goes. Okay, so in the form. Where's the form? What do we get back? We need to wire this to something. So let's see. I don't remember. I haven't done this in a while. Forms. That's all fine and dandy, but how about inputs? Actions, properties, components. Nothing here. I'm going to, yeah. At some point, like the label color is going to be a Tailwind CSS class, or maybe I'm going to end up mapping that to an enum class where the name is just something that I define, like bold or red or whatever, and then the value of that enum will be the actual CSS, the actual CSS class. Mm. Just trying out something here. Hold on. Need to give the value. Feels like I do. I'm using already. That's not what I wanted. Is it because of the name that I removed? Let me check. Or is it because of the white model? It's got to be because of the wire model. Why is it that I can't remember how to do Livewire checkboxes? Oh, that's why, because I always do it with Filament, and Filament does it for me. So my brain says, I don't need to remember this. One sec. I'm gonna have to do, not that. What are you doing? Gonna do some research. I think I already have a project similar to that. Let me check. That's really small. I think I remember doing some practice with Livewire a while ago, and I think I had a practice project where I had a very basic form that had checkboxes. So I'm gonna go see if I can find that code real quick. Anything with forms? Could be this one. Yeah, there is a forms there. Let's go and check that out. The Volt route. It's gotta be in resources, views, components. Nope. Livewire. Pages. Nope. Forms. Here we go. Looks like I didn't have anything with checkboxes. Yeah. Dang it. Is this free? Okay. Maybe we can just see this screencast real quick.
In this video, we'll have a look at how to use checkboxes in Livewire. Checkboxes can be set up in a couple of different ways. We can have single checkboxes which have their own name, or we can have a group of checkboxes which...
Is that too loud for you guys? Can make it less loud. Actually, let's do that.
share the same name but have different values. To start with, I've set up some checkboxes here for us to use, and we'll configure them like you would in Laravel, and then we'll have a look at how to convert them to Livewire. So let's have a look at our single checkbox. I've set up a checkbox, just add a name attribute to our checkbox, and maybe we'll set it to show email. For our grouped checkboxes, we'll set up a name attribute on all three, which we'll set to hobbies. And we need to set a value attribute on each of them, which for the first link of hobbies to our
gonna skip a little
property called show email, and we'll set it to false by default. Then on our input, we need to set wire model equals show email, and we can now
that's just a boolean.
Email,
I want the group,
and we'll wrap it in. You can see when it's set to email checkbox is set to false. And when we check it on the checkbox, unless you want its value to be something other than true, and check our show email checkbox. And now it's back to the way. The first thing we
keep going
and set it to hobbies. But Livewire doesn't need the array brackets, so we can just leave it as hobbies. Next, we can remove our name attribute from our checkboxes. And just note, we're going to leave checked on our coding checkbox for now. We also need to set up a public property called hobbies, and it needs to be set to an array by default. And finally, we're going to set a default value of sailing. And the last thing we'll do is output our hobbies property.
So it's what I was doing. Maybe I just didn't. Labels array. Let's just go with that. And then down here, that's labels array. And then like that, go to the form, and then we wire this to labels array. Labels. We need to give it a value. I think we're already doing that. Yeah, we are. Enable ID. And everything else looks fine. Save that and take a look. Okay, now it's working. So if we do two of them and we click save, okay, that works. So that means that I can grab that array and I use it on the relationship with associate, because if I remember correctly, in Laravel, you can use associate, I think. Syncing relationships, maybe. Okay, sync. You may also use the sync method to construct many-to-many associate associations. Many-to-many associate. I can't talk today. Many-to-many relationships. The sync method accepts an array of IDs, which is what we're getting out of the checkboxes. Any IDs that are not in the given array will be removed from the intermediate table. So after this operation, it's complete. Only the IDs with the given array will exist in the intermediate table. So that seems easy enough. In fact, let's rename this to task labels, right? Let's remove that DD, and we can move that those task labels to the form. So we have a description, label ID, project ID. Let's add it here. So public task labels. Set it to an array, which means that we need to go back to the model and do form task labels. And then in the update method, we do form update. So let's go to the form. In the update method here, we update the description, project ID, then save. So when we do sync, we need to do save afterwards. Do we? Or do we not? Doesn't seem like we do. So after we do save, let's do this. We can do it either before or after save. I would choose to do it after save. So this task labels, it's like so, and then sync. Passing in this labels, sorry, task labels. I think that'll work. Now I need to bring that value back. So when we are setting the form or setting the task, I need to initialize the task labels with the values from, let's see. So the values are IDs. So maybe I can just say this task labels equals to task labels, and then do pluck ID. I don't know. Let's give it a try. So let's say task 1, no labels. And let's give it 2 labels, bug and feature. And then save. Nothing happened. But if we check database for the label task, now we have 2 records. Label ID 1 and 2, task 1. So if we click on task 1 again, it's keeping the values. That was easy. Well, relatively easy. Okay, so now we have labels. All we need to do now is take those labels and put them here next to or in place of this placeholder that I have here. So let's do that. I don't remember, this should be in the group. So this is the template for the group component, which is this whole thing right here. And here's where I iterate over the tasks. And this will be, this A element is the actual task card here. And then there's the span. And this will be the color. So let's do another for each. We need to go and set the eager loading for this relationship. We'll do that in a moment. So for each this task, sorry, for each task labels, task label, we're gonna have a span. And then we just need to replace the background color. So this will be label color. And there they are. Now, that's because the colors have already been compiled. I still need to take care of having all of the colors present somewhere in the document. And all of my cards lost the labels, which is fine, I think. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, there it is. Now let's go here. This one will be priority. And this one will be a bug. This one will be just a feature. Just a feature. This one will be a feature and a bug. I don't know how that can be. And this one will be priority. Okay. We have labels now. There are some kinks still to be fixed. Some stuff to be ironed out. The design of this, I'm still not happy with it, but we'll get to it. But at least it's going into a database and it's displaying it in the cards, and that's ultimately that's what we want. Now that we know that it works, now that we made it work, then we can polish it a little. Give it a little rub. Polish. Give it a little polish. What else? Okay. What else can we do? I don't want to dwell in the classes just yet. So maybe we can get started on the settings panel. But the settings is basically just the labels. So maybe we can have a different idea for that. I wonder if we could just have like a add label here. But that probably will include like another drop down or another model like this one. I don't know, that's too involved. What happens if I raise another model on top of this one? What would happen? If I were doing this with Flux, that'll be so much easier. I don't know, I'm kind of stuck now. I don't know, what do you guys think? What else can we do? I mean, we can keep fighting with this to make it be the same size. We can try and have an extra drop down with an add label down here, so that we can add a label in another drop down, and that will somehow update this list. Seems too complicated though. Or we can have a different page with a cog icon here for settings, and that will basically mean just administering the labels. So it's just one setting here. Projects we can manage from here. I don't know. You know what? Let's not dwell too much in this scenario, to be honest. If I don't have much to do other than that, then maybe we can just take a pause here. I mean, we've been at it for like an hour already. I know it's a little shorter than most of the streams, but well, that happens. Things went along very well. And now I just have to figure out that sizing thing. And I don't want, again, I don't want to disrespect your time and just have me try a bunch of stuff and just fail. It's probably just a simple thing that I can figure out on my own and then just share it with you next week, next Friday. This project is pretty much almost complete, to be honest, or at least feature complete for what we wanted. So there's just a couple of details more, and probably next week we can just analyze what the options are, and I can share with you the sizing thing if I can figure it out during this week, and maybe just wrap up, because to be honest, I can't think of any other feature that we can add other than the labels. But yeah, I think we're gonna stop here. Been a good session, 1 hour 17 minutes, and we will continue on Monday with the other project. Sound good? Oh yeah, and we still need to figure out the variants of those. So we do need that edit page. So it's going to be a separate page. I think it's going to be a separate page for the labels. And then we can call it a day. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you found any of this helpful, don't forget to click the like button as always. Follow me on Twitch if you haven't. And I'll see you in the next one. Let's see if we can raid someone on Twitch. Just to wrap it up. Where's the raid? Here we go. See, not too many options today. Do you guys like ferrets? I find this stream super relaxing, just having it in the background. So yeah, I'll just send you to a bunch of cute little ferrets as a treat. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a good night and have a good weekend. Bye.